Just because I like to keep it, fresh in people's minds, and I like to remind people, how simple it's not easy, but it's at the same time it's not difficult at all, in my opinion, to start a business. It's easily achieved, but we do have to understand that out of 100 businesses that begin or that are started, within 2 years, only 10 of them are left still operating and paying all their bills and whatnot. And then after, I guess, like 3 more years, I think it is, only one of those businesses. So out of 100, only after 5 years, you're going to only really see one business that is, successfully continuing to operate after its inception. And what that tells someone like me is, okay, so man, I'm going to have to run I'm going to have to run a lot of businesses or have experience in a lot of businesses in order to get to a point where, I run into something successful. And to some other people, they'll be like, well, if that's the case, then, I'm not gonna even try, because what's the likelihood of me being one of the people who succeeds in business, and that's a defeatist mindset. You want to keep away from that, because then you ain't gonna try. If you don't try, then you never have the option to succeed. And that's something to keep in mind. You gotta take the shot. You ask basketball players how many times you've taken that shot, and they'll tell you, man, 1,000. You gotta take a shot, especially when it comes to business. So, that buying state, I'm looking to, I guess, diminish in people and cultivate a mind state of I can do this, I got this. And if we ever get to a position where we're really concerned with, getting something done, or if we can get something done, we don't think or speak like that. We speak, okay, so how can I? Which keeps options open, which keeps you thinking and being creative. So with that being said, 3 steps, start your business tomorrow. First step, number 1. Super easy. You can do it by actually physically going to the Secretary of State of your state, or you can do it online. I haven't seen a state yet that does not allow you to incorporate a corporation like an LLC specifically. I'm more familiar with LLCs than anything. To incorporate or register an LLC online. At any, I haven't seen a state that doesn't allow it yet. And everyone that I've consulted. Now, I've seen states where they make it very difficult to find not only the documents, but also, the place where they do it online, and even the place where they send the documents and how much the fees are and stuff. So, you're going to have to take your time. It may take you a couple minutes if you're doing it online to find the place at your Secretary of State's website that corresponds with, you filing, the articles of organization for your, limited liability corporation or your company or whatever. Now, there's different fees. Every state is different. I've seen fees as low as $50, $55. I've seen fees as high as $600 and, different types of stuff. Illinois is expensive. If you're in Illinois, you know what I'm saying? Like, holler at me, getting trustee trained. I can't tell you no. With a trust, you just get the EIN, go in the bank, wow, open a trust account, do your dance. Excuse me. But, I think California, they have like this corporate tax at the end of the year that ends up being pretty pricey. Other than that, it's relatively cheap. Some jurisdictions it'll be $100, $150 to do it online, expedited, so on and so forth. It's up to you, but it's relatively cheap. Some of y'all be like, well, so I don't get paid tomorrow. Okay, well, it's $100, $125 when you do get paid, and you might get paid. You might have to get paid a couple times. So maybe that's not for you as far as starting your business tomorrow. But even if it's not, it's not going to stop you. But if you got to save up from 2 paychecks in order to start your business, in order to incorporate. I checked this out. A lot of jurisdictions, once you get the business incorporated, it doesn't cost anything to maintain the status. So as long as you renew it on time and in a timely manner, you don't have to pay for the renewal ever for the corporation. Some states it don't work like that, but most of them do. They just want you to pay the incorporation fee that one time, then after that you're gravy, as long as you renew at the proper times. That's cool. So, think about it like that. A lot of times it's going to be a one-time deal. $100, $55, $150. Depends on the state. Like I said, depends on the state, how much they charge for incorporation of, your LLC or, your corporation. Depends on how you're going to do it. It's up to you. And what specific entity you're going to use. I can't give legal advice, so I can't tell you what entity. I can say I'm very familiar with LLCs. That's what I can say. I'm kind of familiar with partnerships. I don't really do those dances. Hey, do a partnership. It might be with a trust in the corporation, and the partners will be a trust in the corporation or something like that. But as far as like an individual, partnership, nah. But I'm very familiar with LLCs. So that's what I'm familiar with. I can't give you legal advice to tell you which, which entity you want to use. But like I said, you can incorporate. A lot of times you can do it online. You can do it right away. If you don't have a printer, you can save the file on your computer, on your laptop. You can save the file, and then you can email. A lot of times you go to these print shops, like what is it? Kinko's, which is FedEx Office now. But when I was coming up, it was Kinko's, and it's hard for me to say, in order for me to remember that it's FedEx Office, I got to remember that was Kinko's first. I was old school like that. My bad. They got FedEx Office, they got Office Depot, they got Office Max. A lot of these print spots, you can go to them. They cost money, though. Maybe a couple dollars or something. But you can go to them or call them and be like, okay, so can I email you documents and y'all print them off? And they'll be like, yeah, we can do that. So they give you an email, and you just email the documents to this email. And when you get there, they'll print off the documents for you. So if you don't have a printer, and some people are like, man, I ain't got no printer, so you know what I'm saying? And then the Secretary of State is way over here, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, look, you can figure it out. There's always a way, for real. So if you download the files to your computer, you can email the files maybe to your phone email, or just put it in a draft or something, and then email it to the print spot. All of them got the emails, all of them. Then just go to the spot, pay a couple bucks. They'll print off your certificate of organization, the articles of organization and stuff for your company. They'll print it off. You don't need a printer. I'm trying to tell you, you don't need a printer. You need like $10 and an email, which you already got because you got a phone. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is get an EIN. You got to get an EIN for the company, the corporation, for the LLC, for the company. Trying to say 3 things at the same time. But you definitely got to get an EIN. And in order to get an EIN, there's 2 ways to get an EIN that I'm familiar with when it comes to corporate entities. And those 2 ways are from you send in a paper SS4. You fill it out, and it's a request for an employer identification. And then the other way is to do it online. You can go to irs.gov and apply for an EIN online. Bummer is, We used to be able to do it a certain way. We can't. I'm not even going to say it, but, you got to give them a social security number for the responsible party. But, you can definitely obtain the EIN online. It's not hard. It's a process. Don't worry about it. If you make a mistake, start over, or you can correct it. But basically, you just put in the name of the business that you just incorporated, the date, the address of the business. You can even use your home address if you have to. If you don't have a business address or don't have a corporate address, like Sot said in the one business credit episode, it doesn't matter. You can change it. You can change it later. All you got to do is do an amendment. And a lot of times, an amendment for a corporation is only $20. And you can amend the corporation when you do get a corporate address, and then when you're starting to get business credit. You can do it then. I'm saying, just because you don't have a corporate address doesn't mean you can't incorporate. So you give them the address to the corporation. Even if it's a home address, it doesn't matter. And, they ask for, this responsible party and whatnot, and then they will issue an EIN, for your LLC, for your entity. And, that's important. A lot of times you can get a state EIN, and, this is, 2.1. Step 2.1 is getting a state EIN, the state of, state of Mexico or, state of New Jersey, whatever. There's state EINs as well. And because there's a state revenue company, state revenue, like New Mexico state revenue and so on and so forth. And because it's a corporation created by the state statute, it may be subject to state taxation. And I can't give legal advice. I'm not an attorney, not a lawyer. I can't give you none of that. I don't do none of that. I don't do that dance. Why would I do that? Why would I go to school and get all that debt and, and be handcuffed? Why would I be an attorney? Why? So I don't do that. But I'm just saying, though, it's a state entity, right? So, it's quite possible that, it's required that it gets a state EIN, There's a state, not a state, not e-state, estate, state, just S-T-A-T-E, the state of. They have EINs, and they can issue your company. You need those if you're going to do the state taxes. If you're going to have a CPA do your taxes, your corporate taxes, maybe you don't need, maybe they'll get it for you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you legal advice. But a lot of people miss that. A lot of people miss the federal EIN. They get that. But a lot of people miss the state EIN. You know what I mean? So hopefully, I stepped on some toes of people trying to withhold information out here in the public. You know what I'm saying? With that one. So number 2 is get your federal EIN. And if you want to take it a step further, get your state EIN. That's the second step of starting your business tomorrow. I mean, you can jump online. You can say, let's say you live 8 hours from the Secretary of State of, California. Because California is a very large state. And the Secretary of State is located in the capital. So you might not live close to the capital. But if you have an internet connection, which I'm pretty sure you do, you can log on to the Secretary of State website and file the incorporation documents electronically. Step number 2 is get the EIN from the Internal Revenue Service, IRS.gov, or fill out the Form SS4, paper form request, send it in the mail, wait for them to send it back to you. Step number 3. I wonder how many people know what I'm about to say as far as step number 3 goes. That would very much interest me. Before I say step number 3, I do want to take a small caveat. I don't know. I think that's the etymology of that word, maybe French or something. I don't really know how to say it. What I'm going to say is this. We've got automation coming. We've got cars that are driving themselves. We've got semi-trucks that are driving themselves. We got Flippy the burger flipping robot. We've got these robots that vacuum and sweep your floors while you're gone. They just ride around your crib the whole time, sweeping your floors. We've got all types of automation going on. There's a lot of trading, like stock exchange, stock trading. A lot of that stuff is automated. They're bots. We've got a lot of times you call the 800 number for whatever. If you're calling a cable company or you're calling a cell phone company or whatever, you're talking to a robot that can pick up on human speech. You got Echoes and Hey Googles and Siris all over the place. The digital assistants, all this stuff is changing, is what I'm trying to say, and it's changing fast. And I think things are starting to move back to some old school type stuff, to some family business type stuff. I really believe this. It's a big part of why I do what I do. I feel like we're going to have to become self-sustainable as communities, not families, because I don't know how a family can become self-sustainable without it being multiple generations on a lot of land with water and resources and, animals and so on and so forth. Farmland, all that stuff. But I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it exists. But from our perspective, we got to get back to some sort of self-sustaining community. Okay, so in a community, who's going to build the houses? Who's going to do the shoes? Who's going to make the shoes? Cobble the shoes? Who's going to, install the wood floors? Who's going to grow the food? Who's going to be the butcher? Who's going to raise the animals? Who's going to teach the children? I think it's time to start really getting on that stuff. And maybe getting back and forth, maybe letting the state teach our children everything that they're supposed to know about the public. And being more self-sufficient as a family unit. First and foremost, of course. But being more self-sufficient as a community is equally important, if not more. Well, I guess I would say equally, because you got to be self-sufficient as a family and have those families make up a community. So it's equal. And in order to do that, we all got to get on something. All of us or most of us. And not all of us can start a business. And maybe not everyone that's listening can be a trustee and, administer estates and stuff. So you haven't hit me up for trustee training. I understand that. And not everybody can, run a business. And I understand that. Do business plans, and it's just too much. So come on, man. Just give me the 12 steps and let me do that. And I get it. But in every family, there's at least those people. There's like 2 or 3 people that can do that stuff. And maybe your job isn't for you to do it. Maybe it's for you to get it, to prepare the way, or get it, in an easier position for that other family member to do that dance, for lack of a better term. But either way, I'm a firm believer that every family should have some sort of family business, period. And I firmly believe that the leveraging of corporate credit allows you to less concern yourself with individual credit. And the proper building and leveraging of corporate credit can change your life in a matter of 45 to 90 days. It can absolutely change your life, especially if you know what to do afterwards. A lot of people don't know what to do with a large windfall of money. Where to put it? Where can I put it to work to the best of its ability for my family? Not for me, arbitrarily for my family, for multiple generations, for as long as possible. How do I do that? What structures do I need to do that? I truly believe that the corporate structure is part of that of those structures necessary to do that. Now, can a family get along with doing business through a trust? Yes, but it still has to be business. And a lot of times, trusts that actively do business in the public resemble corporations and only stand on their trust nature when it comes to governance externally and internally. And in all other aspects, they resemble corporations. And these trusts have business credit and all types of stuff. Because I'm telling you, you can build business credit on the trust. It's just not easy because you reach a certain level where they start requesting certain documents for underwriting for credit. And when you get to that level, you send them the properly constructed trust indenture or abstract or short form or however you're doing it, they're going to be like, nah, we're good. We're good. Unless the trust has property, actual tangible assets that they can encumber, like just, really get their hands on. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And having a structure that is public facing, able to partake in the stream of resources or income that are all in the public is very important for a family. That these are jobs that your heirs can inherit because the business has been created and grown through the family, by the family. It's tough because everybody wants to do their own thing, and there's a lot of ego caught up in stuff these days. But trustees for a foundation, though, the majority owner of the corporation is in private hands. Notice how I said in private hands. And always stays in private hands. I think that's important. It don't matter if y'all do shoes. We've gotten to a point where it's people want to have glamorous jobs and glamorous careers and stuff. But I mean, I know there's families that have been morticians for generations, send their children to college, buy houses, have children, all that stuff, but they morticians, man. We probably should think of a family business that is needed, a service or good that is needed, and expand on it. And this is why I'd be like, we really need to get into at least some sort of corporate form, if not for the business credit only, and for, any other the potential benefits that may exist. Now, I'm not saying, get into a public, but no, I mean, not really. Obviously, we want it to be, held privately. And y'all who know what I'm talking about. But to me, this is very important. This is what's another thing that's what's missing. Back in the day, they would blow up our businesses and then open up their businesses that was just like our businesses. Pretty much in the same spots a lot of times. A lot of times in the same exact spots. So, it's I mean, you can get a flower company. There's so many different companies. There's so many things you can do. I know this guy on YouTube, this dude buys and sells luxury watches and does a bunch of YouTube videos on his second-hand, sometimes third-hand, high-end supercars. Most people don't know the difference from the years and the models and stuff. And he just does videos on these, and people be watching millions. He be getting millions of hits on these videos. showing off. Man, there's people who man, somebody put me on. There's people on YouTube, man, making money off advertisements, and they're recording themselves eat food. Blew my mind. I'm sitting there looking at the views. Like, they got thousands of views just sitting here eating food all loud on the microphone. It's crazy. There's stuff. There's so many people. I mean, I know one of my clients who has a glass blowing business. He blows glass. He's really bomb. His son plays video games and is really good, and people watch his videos on YouTube and on this Twitch or something, and he gets paid off of people watching him play video games. I told him, man, and he did it though. He went and bought him a computer and stuff. It's crazy, man. The things you can do and of course, some of that stuff is niche, and it's not going to be a family business. I mean, your family business is going to be something, we're going to be all playing video games for multiple generations and posting videos and get paid off the ads. I mean, that's kind of, a little crazy. But I'm just trying to give, as many ideas as I possibly can. Like, there's so many different ways to get money right now. It's ridiculous. But family businesses are important. So number 3. What's number 3? Did I get to number 3? I digress, right? The third and final step of the 3 steps to start your business tomorrow is to walk into a bank and open a business bank account. So technically the first 2 steps, you already did it. I mean, the first step, once you incorporate on a state level, you started your business. Everything else is just procedures, I guess. You need an EIN for your company. You need a business bank account for your company. You got to walk in, and I'm going to tell y'all the truth. You walk in and say, hi, welcome to blah, blah, blah. Can we help you? They always got someone at the front smiling all fake, all in your face. They do that inside department stores, too. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Some of y'all laughing, talking about I'm stupid. I know. I play too much, too, sometimes. But I'm dead serious, and I tell the truth. They all in your face and stuff. And like, how can I help you and stuff? Like, to tell them, hey, I like to speak with someone who's familiar with opening corporate accounts. So I like to open a company business account. That's all I got to say. I would like to speak to someone who's familiar with opening corporate accounts because I would like to open a company checking account. That's it. Don't say no more. I'm going to write this way. They sit you down and ask you want some water, some of that dry coffee. Politely decline because it's good. You know what I'm saying? But, ultimately, they're going to call you back and you bring the articles of organization. And if you print it off the EIN from online, you can hand them that. But if you didn't, it doesn't matter, man, because you can just say it. So you can write it down. A lot of people don't understand this. They think, look, man, you can just tell them the EIN. If you look or sound fugazi, they might request for proof of the EIN, and then you got to give them the EIN paperwork. But you can just tell them the EIN, and they put it in their computer, and it goes ping, it comes back as official or whatever, and it's cool. And then you got to do an open deposit, and a lot of times, blah 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 blah. Because of fees. And one of the tricks to avoid fees is to open your business checking account at a credit union. A lot of times they open checking accounts and they don't charge monthly maintenance fees, is what they're being called these days, which is lame, in my opinion. To me, that's negative interest rates on checking accounts. I said that to somebody, he's like, oh, I never thought about it like that. I don't know, man. I'd be cracking up how people react. But yeah, you can open a business checking account at a credit union. Typically, they're not going to have any fees. But if you can have certain deposit amounts, you meet certain criteria. I think it's like $1,500 typically, or you do so many card swipes, debit card transactions in a month. they'll waive the fee. So, I mean, ask them. You know, if you're at a commercial bank, might as well ask them, especially if you do business and you travel. It's always good to walk into a branch of the bank that, you know, where your trust account or your business account is actually at. So even though you're not, you know, in your home area or your home state, you're still dealing with the, you know, the actual national banking institution or maybe even international banking institution branch that you just walked into. But, you know, if you stay local, you do local business and stuff, man, credit unions, you can't beat them. So most times you can't beat them. They can't fractionalize money like banks can either. That's why a lot of people like credit unions. That's why when that, you know, Wall Street thing happened over there, it was occupying Wall Street, and the students was doing all that dance. Remember that dude sprayed the students in the face and stuff, and that thing went viral. A lot of people, like millions of people, went to credit unions. It was a big deal. But, you know, that definitely, you know, a little hack. A lot of times credit unions be out of the way. They're not necessarily convenient with regards to the locations. But, you know, especially if you're just starting your company out, you're not going to have, you know, a bunch of money in your account. You want to, you know, avoid those fees. It might be worth it. It might be worth it, you know, doing your dance to the credit union. Now, this is in no way legal advice. I mean, because y'all know I don't do that. But, you know, then once you got, you know, a bank account open in the name of the corporation, that means you can do business in the company name. And ultimately what that means is you can offer a good or service and accept payment in the name of the corporation. Who do we make it the check out to? Well, you can make the check out to, you know, this is my company, LLC. Can you spell that, please? You can deposit the check in the name of the company. In the bank account for the company. And then expense and distribute as such according to the operating agreement, certain corporate documents, corporate resolutions, executive contracts, employee contracts, so on and so forth. Will determine, you know, will determine how that works. So, oh no. A bank account, being able to accept funds in a bank account is the biggest deal, in my opinion. When you can do business there's nothing really more official than, you know, writing a check in the name of a business or, you know, accepting a check in the name of the business. It's a really good feeling. It's one of those, you know, those small rewards, those little celebrations, things of that nature. It's good. Ooh, this thing froze up. I trust y'all can still hear me. Oh, man. So, so it's important to understand. I was gonna tell y'all something, but then I'm having this blog talk issue right now. This whole thing just froze up. I can't even see the switchboard. Can't see anything. It's confusing. I'm confused. Wanting to load. Well, I might not be able to take any callers. I'm pretty sure that y'all can hear me. I feel like I already got text messages if y'all couldn't by now. So, you know, with that being said, man, where was I at? Because I was going to tell y'all something. What was I going to say? I guess whatever. It's fleeting. Thoughts are fleeting. But yeah, that's really the 3 steps, y'all. You know, once you, like I said, once you got a bank account, you can accept money in the name of, in the name of the company, do business in the name of the company. It's a big deal. So I think, oh man, this is terrible. Let me try this. Can I try? Oh, that's not gonna work. Man, what happened? Oh, this is too bad. Yeah, so I can't take no calls. I can't do nothing. I'm just gonna keep keep pushing. But man, I feel like, man, I'm really disappointed because I was gonna tell y'all it's gonna be a jewel. I gotta give y'all a jewel anyways. So like I said, doing business in the name of the company, doing business, in the name of your LLC, establishing that business credit. All these things are very important. Like I said, if you don't have a corporate address, you don't have a corporate address set up quite yet, you can definitely, oh man, look at this thing. Use your home address and then change it. You can amend it later. You just go to the Secretary of State website, or you go to the Secretary of State itself and file an amendment to change it to the corporate address once you do get your hands on that. But, until then, I mean, it's cool to use your home address. Don't let anyone tell you different. Just I wouldn't necessarily start building business credit, using the home address. This is horrible, terrible. Why we do this? I don't do this. I don't do this. So we still got the countdown. I might just have to end the show. This is crazy. Wow. Okay, that worked. All right. Hey, sorry about that, y'all. So you definitely want to have your operating agreement. And here's the jewel I'll drop. Just for y'all sticking through, through my technical difficulties with this blog talk dance. I will say that the division of whom is responsible to accept or declare profits, distributed profits, or distributed losses with regards to the LLC is spelled out in the operating agreement. What am I saying? Which partners or members, because it's not a partnership, which members or member owners or member managers of the LLC is responsible for what percentage or portion of profits or losses of the LLC. This is spelled out in the operating agreement. If it's not spelled out in the operating agreement, statutorily, it goes to default. So if it's 2 managing members, it's split 50-50. If it's 4, it's split, in quarters amongst all the managing members. So it's important. You can have 2 members or majority owners of an LLC, or corporation, and those two different owners or members would hold, possibly, let's say they hold equal membership interest in the LLC. I'm not giving legal advice. Get off. Equal membership interest in the LLC, but in the operating agreement, it can stipulate that a particular member is responsible for 100% of the income that is, surplus, profits. How about that? 100% of the profits, that's what I'm looking for, of the LLC. Even though it's, split interest of the LLC between two members, the operating agreement can stipulate that 100% of the profits are to be reported by one member. Also, the operating agreement can stipulate that 100% of the losses are to be reported by one member, depending on how it's written out. If there's nothing in it, then what it does is it flips the statute. So, I don't know, maybe that's a jewel. Also, 8832 is a C Corp. 2553 is S Corp. These are forms. Form 8832. Form 2553. C Corp, S Corp, respectively. These are federal elections for, a state entity, because you're dealing with dual jurisdictions. So you got state jurisdiction, you got federal jurisdiction. Now, you got a state-created entity. So, you organize it at the Secretary of State. That's the state. So, obviously, the state can say it's a corporation, but the feds is like, we don't know. You didn't tell us. So, without an 8832 or 2553, you're not electing this state entity to be treated as such on the federal level with the feds or the federal, the IRS, bottom line. And if you don't do that, the state, remember I said you can get a state EIN for your corporation? If you don't do that, then the feds, the IRS, will disregard the entity as a corporation or a separate entity. And all of that income, profits, or, losses must be reported on an individual return. So you're going to want to elect for your, state entity to be treated as a, corporation on the federal level as well. And from what I understand, without giving legal advice, because I don't, those forms are the form 8832 and 2553. So do your research. What are the differences between C Corps and S Corps and different types of, corporate structures, and what is the best for your specific situation? That is up to you. That is your responsibility. There's no 12 steps I can give you to tell you how to do your dance. I can give you 12 steps on how I do my dance, but that's private. And subsequently, I don't release too much. At least I don't believe I do. People text me during the show. Oh, yeah, appreciate it, man. Man, so you can hear it. Oh, man, text me questions during the show. Push 1, and I'll bring you in during question and answer. By the way, we got 4 minutes left for the live broadcast. If you're listening live and you want to check out the rest of the show, you got to call in 424-222-5250. Otherwise, you will be cut off and you have to listen to the rest of the show by downloading the archive. I want to let you know that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gonna stream a little bit. I'm gonna go to the phone lines in a couple minutes. So yeah, if you got a question, man, who is that? That was Jay, Joseph. You got a question, man? Just call in, man. Push 1, man. And D, you got a question, man? Just call and push one, man. I mean, it's cool if you might have a question that someone can't formulate, and then you ask the question and someone's like, oh yeah, you might really help somebody. Why you help yourself? So if you can, man, I appreciate it. Y'all ask questions in the public. Otherwise, holler at me when I'm not doing the show. But I'm gonna go to the phone lines in a minute. So I was talking about the operating agreement, y'all. So the operating agreement is how the corporation operates, and then you have other contracts on how the corporation interacts with individuals who act in a certain capacity on behalf of the corporation. To me, it's very simple. Is an operating agreement necessary? No, but if you don't have one, it's hard to substantiate a separate entity. One of the best things about a corporation is bankruptcy, corporate bankruptcy, where it doesn't touch you individually. Like, you keep your house, you keep your cars. If you have boats, you keep them. It's, everything that you have personally, you keep. It's just the corporation just went under. So you could have made millions of dollars in profits a year off that corporation, but first sign of trouble, well, I can't pay his bills, bankruptcy. And those millions of dollars that you made throughout those years can't be touched if you operate the entity properly. It's all about proper administration. I do want to stress that. Okay, we got some callers, so I'm gonna get to the phone lines, man. We're about to start streaming too. We got 90 seconds left. Excuse me. I need some water real quick. Give me a second. Let me drink water. Oh. All right. Excuse me. Hold on. All right, I'm good. 925-1306. You're going to be first. Look at y'all jumping in. We got some last minute. Callers, look at this. Wow, y'all like this show? Y'all like this topic? 3 steps, start your business tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, it's an empowerment. I like to empower y'all. You walk out the Secretary of State feeling like $1 million with those articles of organization. They stamp it with the seal on and stuff. You in business, man, feeling like money. And it's a beautiful thing. It's what I say, build on the successes. Try to push out as much of the negativity as you can. Try to push out as much as the defeatist mind state as you can. It's important. It's important to build on your successes. And the best way to build on successes is to make attempts. All right. I feel like I've been talking to myself. I know I haven't. I know y'all love me, man. I love y'all. I can't. There's no way I can love y'all as much as I love y'all, and y'all can't love me back just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So 925-1306, man. I need some company. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace. It's Brian in the Bay. How you doing, man?
Oh, it's my guy from the Bay. What's good, man? I should have known with the 925.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, man. I was just thinking about what you were talking about as far as people don't see how what they can do can be profitable. I don't know if you knew there was a family that when it came to YouTube, they said the most person that made the most money out of all them YouTube, people at the videos and stuff. It was a family that were having a child play with toys and open up toys, and they made a business for themselves. Literally, start having their kid, they'll buy toys, and they will open them up, and people let their kids, watch this, and the family became the most, like last year, they made the most money when it came to YouTube, something that nobody probably even thought about, And so I'm saying there's plenty of ways for people to do stuff. I've seen my cousins put their kids in front of the TV. I mean, I don't particularly like it, but they put it in front of YouTube and just let them look. The kids YouTube, and I'm seeing like people playing with Play-Doh, teaching kids colors, and I'm like, but I'm only seeing certain group of people. I don't see a lot of melanated people. So I'm like, if black people had people call themselves black, they have kids or something, they could pretty much probably do this and make something like that. And like how you talking about the whole people that do the Fortnite thing. So there's plenty of ways. I met a person that start making their own trail mix because I did that personally, and then they started literally making their own trail mix because people at their job liked it, and then the person quit doing that job. They told me, they said, I just make trail mix now, and I just put it in the package and people buy it because it's my person. I make it myself. So, where there's a will, there's a way. So that was pretty much all I had to say, and I just was trying to show support and, keep doing what you're doing, and I'll be out here listening like I'm pretty sure a lot of other people will.
All right, man. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate that, man. Definitely. There's things you do, man. Thanks for calling in. Yeah. You already know that's my guy, Brian, man. Feel like he's been down since day one, but if not, it's been real close, man. A couple people, I don't want to name names, so I'm going to forget somebody, man. Someone smart told me one time, don't say no names. But, yeah, man, appreciate you, Brian, man. That's very smart. There's a lot of things that can trend, You can start a free Instagram account and, do, certain types of posts to build momentum and start, selling specific types of products through what they got. What's the name of that thing called? This website everybody's using to sell their stuff on. But I don't know. I'll think about it in a minute. 708-3656. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace. This brother Solomon out of the Midwest. Yeah, bro, I've been trying to contact you because I got some. I want to talk to you privately about that Chris L. You know what I'm saying? So, is there any way I can get in contact with you? I sent an email to the admin Welcome Foundation. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, man. So you trying to get a hold of Chris L. or what's good?
Yeah, I was looking at that, trying to see what I can do on that situation. I want to talk to you privately, though.
Okay, yeah. You can email me or you can set up a consultation, but probably email me. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. What you say your name was again?
Look up. It's coming down to Suleiman.
Suleiman.
Yeah, I sent it about maybe 3 days ago.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll check. I'll do it. I'll check it out.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. That's it.
All right.
You good?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, man.
That's it. I'm good. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Peace.
No problem, man. Peace. Yep. Sometimes you gotta, Sometimes I get a lot of emails, man. I can, because I don't want to sound like I'm busy. I'm too busy. I'm too big for my britches. Not even that. It's just get a lot of emails. And the admin at Welcome to the Foundation, and there's a couple other emails that come through. Email addresses and stuff. I'm not making excuses. I'm gonna search for you, man. I'm gonna find you, fam. I got you. 214-2375. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Sot? This is Tay from Plano.
Oh, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Not too much. You are busy.
I am.
It's okay to be busy. That's good for business.
Yep, I am. I stay busy.
we got to shout out to the folks that really, like, because I was one of them people, I've been listening for a long time and haven't called in a whole bunch, but, like, you did what you say as your dance tonight. And a lot of people really didn't pick up on it, and they're not going to go back and listen to it 5 times, 7 times like they need to. But I heard what you were saying, and white man can't jump. Like, you hear Jimmy, but you're not listening. Or maybe I messed that up, maybe I got it backwards.
Yeah, or what's that? You can't see the forest through the trees, or can't see the trees through the forest, or something like that. Yeah.
A whole bunch of cliches, but like you did it, and I feel like I picked up part of it tonight, and I appreciate you.
Oh man,
I definitely
appreciate you, man.
Contribute. First, I wanted to shout out to Brian from the Bay. Because, like you said, he's been very consistent about calling in and all that and sharing himself a lot with us. And I feel like he's family, even though me and him never really talked or slapped hands or anything. But, like, appreciate you, Brian from the Bay.
Yep, Brian from the Bay. That's family right there. That's my brother, man.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to talk to you about tonight, though, because we were talking about the 3 things with the business, and you had touched on it in a previous podcast, and so I know I'm a little bit more savvy. But you had talked about being able to establish Dun & Bradstreet before that joint ends. Remember that?
Yeah.
There's a couple ways that you can do that. Would you mind retouching on that? Like, I'm not trying to put the family business out there, but if you can, I feel like that's something that a lot of listeners might be able to benefit from, especially if they
You said how to establish a Dun & Bradstreet number?
Correct. Like, if you want me to say it, I'll say it, but I'm not trying to, commandeer your...
What is it? I think it's iUpdate. I mean, you can get a Dun & Bradstreet number. You go to Dun & Bradstreet. It's on DNB.com. Yep, for free. You can sign up for free. Go to, look, I'm going to pull it up right now. Let me see. Right here. So, yeah, the Dun's number is free. DNB. Let's make sure that's what it is. Yup. It's www.D as in Daniel, N as in Nancy, B as in Barry.com. You can even put it in the Google website search engine, and then put in DNB.com. It'll come up. And then there's a spot that says get a Dun's number right there. Or you can just go to DNB.com, find that. It says get a Dun's number, right? So what you got to do is, if I remember correctly, you got to put in the name of the business first. And then, like, they do a search or something like that. And if the business is in there, then you can put it in there. And then there's another way. If you go to the spot on the website that says get a Dun's number, they're gonna tell you what the first thing they ask is what the primary reason for the Dun's number registration. And you can be yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to say it either. Like, I'm talking real name right now.
He said I'm not going to say either. Yo, I'm saying though, like, look. All right.
Okay, so
okay, cool. No, I got it. No, go ahead though. Go ahead. Okay, fine. Go ahead. What?
All right. So the process that I was talking about earlier is saying something like you could go and get your EINs and all that, and then register and then apply for some business credit from some like low-end tier 1 kind of place.
Yep.
And that automatically puts you in their system, and then you just go claim your Dun's number as opposed to having to pay for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could do that, but look, I don't really like that method because then you dealing with the vendor, and then they're gonna report. Like, what if they put in the information wrong or something? So now you got a Dun's profile. They may have the wrong suite number or the wrong zip code that doesn't match the Secretary of State or something like that, and then you're going to have a problem. And then you know how Duns is. They always want to charge you $750 for some sort of stupid credit builder or something like that whenever you try to talk to them. But you are right. You can, that's absolutely correct. I just like, me personally, I just like having control all the way through. So I'd be like, it asks you what the primary reason is for getting a DUNS number. And, I think that's a little misleading. Bottom line is, I don't see why you wouldn't want to go into business and at least bid on government contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Because, government contracts, they pay pretty well. And whether or not you get the bid or not, you need a DUNS number to bid on government contracts. You know what I'm saying? And from what I understand, if I remember correctly, if you're bidding on government contracts or, if that's the primary reason why you get a DUNS number, I'm pretty sure you get it pretty quick. You get it like 72 hours or something. You get it pretty soon. And in all other situations, you got to wait like 30 days or 60 days or something like that. So I don't know. Hey, I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. So
I'm not going to you don't know what you're talking about, but that was an accidental another jewel for anybody that might be listening in the archive. Rewind that and play that again 5 times, 10 times.
Hey, I don't know. I don't. All I know is I don't know anything.
Hey, y'all are all set over there. I've been listening for a while, paying attention and going back and reading. That's the other thing I wanted to bring up, and then I'm gonna get off the phone. Is I got back in your Legacy series, and you were talking about the congressional record, and it was some education, some self-education, some private education about the 14th Amendment kind of stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and brag on my direct ancestors a little bit. They thought well enough of me to have me in Texas, and there's a whole different operating set of rules. But that's some stuff that people really need to go look into. It's like not only the, air quotes, federal constitution, but their state constitutions. And you sit down and read that and go get your dictionary, because a lot of the words that are in there that you think that you know, you really don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I had a very, very nice public education, one of the finest you can find in the nation, and then I found out, after I got a little bit deeper into this, that I didn't know half of what I thought I knew. And once you go back and you learn enough to know that you don't know anything that you thought you knew, and go back and relearn some stuff, it gets crazy.
Yep.
It gets really crazy.
Starts looking weird. Start looking around at people. Start looking around all slow and stuff.
And then you go up to the post office and they start talking to you crazy. Wait, no, that's not what this says. I can read. But yeah,
Oh yeah, and
I appreciate
I did go down there and do that. They took it.
Okay, so we got a whole nother conversation to have in the private now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, but I just want to let you know that I appreciate you and what you do, and I appreciate the ancestors and what they did to put you in a position, and I know that you never like to take credit for it, because you say, I'm a paraphrase your metaphor, but you stand on the shoulders of giants, which you do, and we all do once we get to give credit, going backwards instead of trying to thump our own chest, but it took somebody listening to somebody that I feel is more or less talking to me as opposed to talking at me, and you're definitely doing your dance on that one, and I appreciate it. Everything that you've been doing, and shout out to you, Sabel, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got to you. And I don't know how you feel. Can I shout out to the dude from your previous alliance, or should I just shut that down? But shout out to him too, either way.
Man, cool. Shout out to
cool.
You can shout out, say what you gotta say, man.
Yeah, there's the guy from the vault.
Man, you can say his name if you want to say the brother's name, man. If it's a part of your journey, man, own it. I ain't gonna.
Well, I mean, I just feel like everybody that's been a part of your particular sect that I got on has not done anything bad to me.
You talking about Sharif Ali? Okay, yeah, Sharif.
Christian Charlie.
I talked to him a couple days ago. I got to call him and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's doing some different things, and I understand, why things got a little bit different. But like, I still feel like he's doing good work over there. And again, like all of this high frequency to me, and y'all boys are really doing y'all's dance, and it took a lot of time because I feel like Christmas gift freezer bag full of puzzle pieces, and I didn't get the outside box on what the picture is supposed to look like. So I'm trying to kind of keep it together. So I got to go here and there, but like I appreciate everybody, and like again, like I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I appreciate him doing what he did, and like again, shout out to Yusuf for doing what he did, because if it wasn't for him, then like none of this would be reality for me personally. I can say that.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, man. You know it ain't me, man. It's the ancestors, the creator, it's the big brother,
but it's not just
it's the community. Exactly. It's a whole nother dance, and I'm just playing my part, man. Just following directions.
Right.
I'm executing the contract. I appreciate you, though, man.
Offer and acceptance. Yeah, and if Daryl's on the line, shout out to Daryl, and if Yvette's on the line, shout out to them too, because I know they've been in there from day one too.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in. That was a brother D. I know the brother in the private, man. He's a really good dude. Really good brother, man. I meet so many good people. Just trying to, teach people how to get structured properly, man. Because, I feel like if you're thinking about structure and you're trying to, set your stuff up, not even for yourself, but just for, multiple generations, you're a good person. You're a good man. You're a good woman, whatever gender, okay, maybe, hey, whatever, though. I respect everything. But, you're a good person. How about that? And, I'm honored to meet, such good people. Not everybody does the right thing all the time, but everybody I meet, I know that they have good intentions in their heart. And that means a lot to me, man. It really does. 'Cause we all out here just trying to figure it out, man. Trying to do our best. Trying to make somebody proud, and trying to make some sort of difference and matter in some way, man. We just want to matter, man. Don't you just want to matter to somebody? Somehow, yeah, man. Like fundamentally, think about it. Let's be real. Like, man, all this fake stuff. You get back to the real. You start feeling good about you. Man, you start having good days and good weeks and stuff because you're dealing with reality, man. Telling the truth to yourself, having honest conversations with yourself and your friends and your family members that look at you crazy. Like, for real, did you really just ask me that question? You really want to know about yourself? And you gotta coax them. A lot of people ain't gonna tell you right away. Like, hey, what do you think? Like, hold on, man, what? You gotta coax them out of their shell. Like, for real, tell me what you. And you gotta be prepared to take it. Man, start moving for change, man. But like, this stuff is beautiful. Stuff gets beautiful when you get real. 717-9185. 717-9185. Peace.
Hey, peace. So, wasn't trying to be selfish. I just didn't know if y'all were gonna, if the phone lines were gonna open up. So, but I did have a question. I wanted to know whether you can exchange a personal bank account into a trust or not.
I mean, you do a cashier's check, and that money, and then not legal advice. What I would do is I would close the personal account, and with the funds that were in the account when I closed it, have them issue a cashier's check, and then yes, that cashier's check I would exchange into the trust.
Okay, but you can't keep the account open and like have it be owned by the or managed by the trust or controlled by the trust?
No, I'm not doing that. No, there's no way. That's, to me, that's commingling. That looks too close to self-dealing. No, I'm gonna close the account and then do a cashier's check and exchange that. Or like if I want to continue to use the account on an individual basis, I will just issue a cashier check, have a cashier check issued for an exchange into the trust, and then continue on doing normal business with the individual account. But as far as like signing it to the trust, nope. But that's not to say about like a credit card. That'd be something different. I'm sure some sort of line of credit. I can see a contract assignment, something like that holding up. Something that the trust would be hard pressed to get without some sort of personal guarantee. I could see that substantiated, some sort of credit card or line of credit. But a checking account, a trust can get a checking account very easily. So I don't see that substantiated. Well, why? If the trust can get a checking account, why would the trust need to manage some trustee's personal account? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm thinking about it. I poke holes in it. If I can poke holes in it, I'm gonna try to think about it.
Okay. But you're saying that the trust could potentially use an individual's credit card, though?
Yeah, I mean, look, if I could substantiate that it would be immensely prohibitive for the trust on its own to obtain the same thing through a contractual assignment and proper substantiation forthwith, then yeah, I could credit card or some sort of line of credit that would be prohibitive for a trust to obtain. I can see that, yes. But then, like I said, substantiated, properly administered, after assignment, only used for trust purposes, hands down, point blank and period.
Okay.
But that's just me, not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving you advice. I'm not giving you legal advice. This is for educational, informational purposes only.
Right. All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Appreciate you, family. All right. And that was a good question. I like that, dude. The guy Jay, I don't know if you want his name. I'm just gonna say Jay. I like Jay. Jay thinks he's a thinker. He asks good questions. Shout out to Jay. What we got here? 929-4056. 929-4056. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, my brother. This is Sister Yvette. Peace, kings and queens. My brother, they needed that tonight, but I need to holler at the communities. Communities, You have to know what works for you. When I say that, I need you all to understand, yes, maybe you are working at 9 to 5 or whatever, and you don't have enough money so you don't think. But the thing about it is sometimes you got to sacrifice to get to what you want. And I keep telling all y'all kings and queens to invest in your private education. It's a whole different mindset. And you all got to get out of that mindset of being commercialized slaves, making wealth for other families. You got to get into that mindset that you got to do it for self. You got to get out of that mindset about not trying to keep up with the Joneses, but trying to be the Jones. See, the thing about it is, we're not going to be around forever, but our generations are. You got to start preparing yourselves to prepare for those that's coming after us. See, we are royal people. Because we didn't actively and progressively pursue what we already had, we lost it. We fell from grace. Now we trying to play catch up. It's no longer time to play catch up. Invest in your private education. Trust me, you cannot get with a better gentleman that my brother sought out. And I'm not doing an advertisement. I go by character. And I always tell people, your character means much. When you don't have character, I can't trust you. When you are a liar, I can't trust you. And I always tell people, when you lie, you steal, eventually you'll kill. The man said, seeker of truth, speaker of truth. He tells you exactly how it is. If you don't like the truth, then you keep playing with the clowns out there that's taking everything from you, and you can't get the phone calls back, or they won't answer the emails back, or they keep changing out their numbers, or they keep ducking you. And they're going to tell you, oh, I'm busy, I'm busy. Some are busy. Not all are busy. Because the thing about it is, when you're getting the right education from the right people, from the right brothers and sisters, they're not going to let you get stuck. Because their reputation is riding on that. And I always tell people, all you got is your word and your reputation. Be honorable, kings and queens. If you set up any arrangements, honor your arrangements. Because the atmosphere, the ancestors, the creators, the stratosphere, it's going to get you back. What you put out negative is what you are going to attract back negative. What you put out positive is definitely going to come back. Now, all the nuggets you all got tonight, I'm quite sure if you go on some people's websites, they want to charge you an arm and a leg. The brother's giving it to you for free. You better utilize it. Run this podcast back. Make this at the top of your list. Keep it as a classic. If you want to do even better, invest in your private education. My brother, you keep doing the good work because your rewards is coming. The kings and queens that's coming, they're going to remember when they're all set up and their generations are set up, they're going to remember. And when you all get over the wall, reach back and help the next king and queen. Peace communities. Peace, kings and queens. Peace, my brother. Keep doing the good work.
Appreciate you, sister. Peace. Definitely peace to you. Honor every time you grace us with your presence. It looks like it's it. I thought we had another caller. But, you know, blog talk is difficult. And it is. Oh, okay. 718-8092. Yeah, I think that was it. 718-8092. Peace.
Hey, peace, Soel. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Daryl. What's up, man? Hey, you hear the brother shout you out? He said peace to you.
Yes, I heard him shout me out. I want to shout out everybody else.
Yeah, you one of the OGs. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm okay. You know, I'm like pounding the pavement. You know, I haven't did it in a good while, you know, but that's what I do now, pound the pavement. You know, I do it block by block. But from there, like, so like Teron L, does he do business credit or he only do the personal? You know, like when somebody want to like get a loan, you know, with that lender's pocket.
He does lender's pocket. He's working with another company that does business credit. So yes, the answer to your question is yes.
Okay, cause yeah. So how you doing otherwise?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to get Teron to come back on the show. The brother's busy. I'm trying to get him to come back on. He said he's gonna come back on, but I know the brother, like when he commits, he wants to be able to follow through. So I feel like because he hasn't committed, it's because he doesn't have a solid, you know, schedule or something. But he's gonna come back on pretty soon, and you know, holler at the foundation.
Well, maybe
he's making moves.
Well, maybe like he can't come on a Wednesday. Maybe you can do a special show on a different day.
I don't think it's the days. I think just more of what he's got going on in his life right now at this moment. He's slammed right now. I know he is. I just talked to him earlier or something, and every time he's always on the other phone, or the man, he's really busy, which is good, but he's handling his business. He's doing his dance.
Well, I just hope he don't have a bad withdrawal once he take a break.
Nah, I think he might not want to come back from the break. I feel like the brother said, he's really working hard to set himself and his peoples up, like I am.
Oh. Okay, that's good. Yeah, hopefully, I'll be glad when y'all can relax. We all can relax,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm always gonna be doing something. I feel like
I'm always be doing something too. I'm gonna be chilling in the future.
That's what's up. Yeah, I like that. He said I'm gonna be chilling. That's what's up. Everything else good, man? You good?
Everything is good, like that. You know how I do, like that. I catch up with you sooner or later.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. I definitely do. Man.
Yeah. What happened if I ever sometime I'll be in my own zone. So if it's just that it's just like I be in my own zone. So it's like a million people around me, but I be in my own zone. So sometimes they have to snap me out of it. Yeah, so that's how I'm concentrating on some of the things I'm doing right now. So some people might have to say, hey, he's focused like that. So I may walk right by you and be in a zone and don't even see you, because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting to see you. So it's like that a lot of times nowadays. It's not that I'm ignoring people. It's just a lot of times I don't expect to see them. So that's why I don't see them. I didn't expect them to, for them to be on that block or, be in New York. So a lot of times people are like, hey, you walk right by me. I said, well, man, I didn't think you was going to be in the neighborhood. I didn't see you. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm in the zone like that, Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, stay focused, man. Keep moving, do your dance.
Oh, definitely that, Hey, listen, I'm going to let you take a next call if you got one. Peace and love to everybody out there. And I'll talk to you soon, so.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the love, y'all. I really love y'all, man. I definitely do this for y'all. Y'all know my story, man. I got tired of doing business with people that did not look like me and being like the token Negro and people telling me, oh, you're different and you're not like, other people. Like, what do you mean other people? And then, playing this whole Hollywood game where they retract, but they didn't even say anything. They didn't outright say anything. It was just an insinuation that I picked up on. And if I try to say anything, then I'm being aggressive. It's this whole game. I hated the game. I really did. So, I just, I want to do business with my people who look like me. I don't want to be the token Negro. I don't like that stuff. I don't like to stand out. I like to be with my people. We all hanging out, barbecuing, talking mess, playing a dozen and stuff, talking about people's mamas, whatever. It doesn't matter, just having a good time. I'd rather do that than be, all eyes on me and having to perform and stuff. I mean, I can do that. And, a lot of times it's nothing. But my whole point is to help people get to the level where I'm at and beyond. And, I trust that I'm doing that. I really do, because that's my true intention. My true intention is to educate. It's not to make money. It's not to make friends. It's not to, find business deals. It's not to find new customers. None of that stuff. My true intention is to educate and to uplift, to change lives, to help people change their economic condition. It's very important because it's I almost said it's so easy. It's not necessarily easy to change your economic condition. It becomes easy once you change how you think and the things that you think about and the way you think about money and finance and, what's valuable and what isn't. So, it becomes easy. And if I can show y'all how easy this stuff is, I really feel like more of us would make attempts. And if I can show y'all how it's deliberately hidden and that you're not stupid, you're not slow, you don't have a learning disability, there's nothing wrong with you, this stuff is deliberately hidden, and that's why you don't get it, I feel like it'll be easier for you to pick up. And that's my true intention. So I really appreciate the love. I truly feel like those of you who can feel my energy know where I'm coming from. And that really makes me feel good. It does. And that's really all I need. It's not me. And I know who it is. It's the creators, the ancestors. It's the DNA that's running through my veins. Plus, maybe it's, maybe a path that I chose. But to me, it's no choice. There is no choice. I didn't really have any other choice to do really anything else. Because to me, success is minuscule when it comes to significance. And, only real good educators are significant. And if I can help you learn, then hopefully I've had something, some sort of significance in your life. And not to be, anybody. And you don't even have to repeat my name. I'm not into that. But as long as you can institute some of the principles that I'm attempting to pass down, that's all I ask for. So with that being said, I do want to wrap up by saying this stuff is changing. We're really moving to a cashless society faster than really anyone thought. And maybe not my lifetime, but it's going to happen. And it's one thing for you to get free. It's another thing for you to make sure that the freedom is perpetual. In other words, that you get yourself free and make sure and ensure that your generations after you do not get re-enslaved. And I think a lot of people don't think about that. But it's very important. And a big part of that is starting your own business, which will become, hopefully, your family business. Another part of that is purchasing gold and silver, because this stuff is changing. Gold and silver. Silver is pretty easy. I'm just going to say, go to a pawn shop or a local gold and silver dealer, where you can get a receipt. So if there's any problem, you got some sort of claim when it comes to silver, ounces of silver. Me personally, my major base of holdings of silver is in American Eagles. American Eagles. The only coin designated numismatic by Congress. I don't care what nobody else says is numismatic. Congress says this is the only coin. American Eagle gold and American Eagle silver coins are designated numismatic. If you can't afford gold, easiest way, in my opinion, to afford gold is in small amounts. The best and one of the most private ways to purchase gold is through carat bars. Not trying to sell you something, just trying to inform you. If you're interested and you want to learn more about carat bars, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. No pressure. Just information. With that being said, I trust that y'all have a great, enjoyable week, and I trust that, at the very least, checking out the foundation on a weekly basis is helping you to change the way you think, and in the way that you think is changing, your lifestyle begins to change afterwards. The first principle is mentalism. Everything is mental. Everything is a thought before it becomes a physical manifestation. I thought about moving my finger before I actually moved my finger. It may sound redundant, but it's very true. So if we can change your mind and change the way you think, we can definitely change your life. And that's what the foundation is really attempting to do. Change the foundational understanding and concepts of what you think is structures and banking and what money is and how to make money and what it is, blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, y'all enjoy yourself. I love you. admin@welcometothefoundation.com. If you have any questions, if you want to inquire with regards to trustee trading, or if you're interested in carat bars, if you just want to say what's up, hit me up. admin@welcometothefoundation.com. welcome to the foundation.com. Grab all your goodies. PDF section is free. Find the social media profiles. Once again, you can make a donation. You can book a consultation. All from welcome to the foundation.com. And, I'll catch y'all next week. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And peace to the gods.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.